And I am here on a Zoom call with the basketball tournament playing for the Ville. You guys know him from that Louisville national championship team in 2013. That is Peyton Siva. Peyton, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. So obviously, the basketball tournament is coming up. I believe it starts on Wednesday. You're not playing until sometime next week for the Ville. First of all, my first question is, what's it like kind of getting the band back together? I mean, obviously you're playing alongside Josh Smith again, Wayne Blackshear. I believe Shane Behanan is playing as well. So what's it like? I mean, you haven't played with those guys in quite some time, if I'm not mistaken. So what's it going to be? What should we expect from you guys coming into the basketball tournaments?
It's going to be fun to get back on the court with those guys. It's been what I would say 10 years since we have been on the court together. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting back out there. You know, especially with my running mate Russ. He's a really good friend of mine. Same with Wayne and Shane, but this should be really fun, man. I'm looking forward to just being out on the court with a couple of alumni, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Okay, so obviously you're playing in the tournaments. You have experience in the NBA for the Pistons. You played in the G League, Italy, Germany. You just completed a season in Australia. How do you expect the competition to compare to your previous places and, all those countries, all those different type of leagues? Do you have any scouting reports from any of these guys from previous stops?
Yeah, I've played against a couple guys who's in the basketball tournament, on my adventures around the world in different leagues. But it's going to be tough to say. It's basketball has a lot of different styles from the NBA, G League, to Europe, to Australia. So I'm looking forward to seeing which team comes out there and plays, because a lot of these guys who play on these teams in TV play around the world also. So they play in different styles. So one thing I do know, it's tough, it's competitive, and on the line, everybody's trying to play for $1 million.
Absolutely. So I'm going to take you back now to your college days. Obviously, you won the national championship with Louisville in 2013. But I want to go back to 2012 when, you guys kind of ran into a juggernaut of a Kentucky team anchored by Anthony Davis, who obviously went the #1 pick that year, and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist went, I believe he went 2 or 3. I believe he was 2 that year in the draft. So what kind of perseverance does it take to, getting to 2 Final Fours is damn near impossible. What was it like to lose the Final Four against that Kentucky team and then, run it back with a good chunk of the same guys and then, persevere the next year and get over the hump, win the national championship? So what was
it was tough. It was tough losing to Kentucky, especially in that Final Four year. I mean, we had a great run. A lot of people definitely didn't think we would be able to get that far. And like I said, it was tough to lose to them. They were a great, as you saw, they had, I want to say, like 5-6 draft picks from that team. But we felt like we had just as much talent, and we had a good core group of guys coming back with some help with Montrez coming in and a couple other freshmen. So we had a talented squad coming back, and we knew what it took to get there. And we ran with it. I remember we lived and died in the gym, worked out every day, pushed each other, and it showed. We won 35, beat some really good teams along the way to the championship. I think we lost 3 in a row at one point that year, and then I think it was like 15 straight, 16 straight to finish the year off. So, it was a fun run, but it took a lot of hard work and guys just believing and sacrificing for another. I think that's what made that team really special.
Absolutely. And I believe you won Big East tournament MVP both those years, correct?
Yeah. I had a really great stretch of basketball through that time. It's, like I said, has many different styles, and both years ran into some good teams that I mastered. That was the beauty of our team. Any given night somebody can get off, and those nights were just, my number was called, and I was ready for the challenge, and we ended up winning the championships in both back-to-back seasons, and I got Big East tournament MVP.
Absolutely. So you obviously, after 2013, win the national championship. You end up getting drafted in the second round of that year to the Detroit Pistons. What was that year in the NBA like? I mean, I always wonder when I talk to people. I actually just interviewed a whole bunch of guys at the Portsmouth Invitational who obviously went through the draft process playing in Summer League right now. But you're one of the first few former NBAers I've had the opportunity to sit down with. So, I mean, what's that 1 year like in Detroit when you go from being a McDonald's All-American, you're starting on a national championship team, you're winning Big East tournament MVP, and then all of a sudden, you're second round pick. How do you adapt to that? I guess is what I'm getting at, of not like being the focal point of the team.
No, it's fine. I mean, the NBA is the top 1% of the world. I mean, it's a tough league to crack. There's only a certain amount of jobs there, but it was a great experience for myself. I got a chance to really learn a lot and take away from my experience in the NBA. Got a chance to really work with guys like Chauncey Billups, Rodney Stuckey was there, Josh Smith, Charlie Villanueva. And, I took a lot of those lessons that I learned from them further in my career when I went to Europe, played in the G League, played in Australia. Took a lot of those lessons that I learned from them and just try to incorporate it in my game as I continue to grow. It was a great experience. I learned a lot from not only the basketball side, but from the business side of the NBA, what traveling is like, constant traveling, constant, just a lot of distractions. So I really learned a lot in my time in the NBA and really used that to kind of move on with my basketball career. And I had a great time. It was a dream come true to get a chance to participate in the NBA, but, it was a dream that I accomplished. But at the end of the day, sometimes you can't keep chasing those. I had a family. I have a family, and we were growing at that time. And so I had to make a decision that was best for us to go and try to make some money.
Of course. So, well, I would say your basketball career is absolutely successful. I mean, obviously, we keep talking about the national championship. You're a two-time German League MVP. You were the Euro Cup top scorer in 2022. So, and now, obviously, you're in Australia. And the NBL is a very up-and-coming competitive league. I mean, we saw LaMelo Ball play the season there before he was drafted. Josh Giddey's another one. Now they have that, I think it's called the Rising Stars program, where guys are, there's guys that are top 20 recruits now playing a year in Australia to, take an opportunity to go pro and play there before we see Bilby Klidman from Wake Forest is another one who's going to Australia. So absolutely. So let me digress for 1 minute. So, I mean, just why the tournament? What brought you here? I mean, how did this team come together? Obviously, you said Russ Smith, all your former teammates. What made you guys collectively come together and say, okay, this is what we want to do right now?
I think a big thing was that we worked it out with the TBT that they were going to host it in Louisville. And a lot of us still live here in Louisville, and it was a great chance for us to get a chance to participate and play in front of family and friends. We love Louisville. We love the fans, and it was a great opportunity for us to even get back out there and play in front of them. So once they said they had the possibility of playing in Louisville, I think a lot of us agreed right away. And then it just get a chance to play with a couple of our old teammates, man, it was too good of a chance to pass it up.
Absolutely. Is it in the Yum Yum Center though?
No, it's in Freedom Hall. It's an old arena where we played at before the KFC Yum Center.
Okay, that's what I thought. So yeah, you are playing, I believe, on the 25th against War Ready is your first game, so that's on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm excited along with a lot of big hoop heads, college basketball fans that, overseas, unfortunately, in at least stateside doesn't really get the exposure that it should. So I'm definitely excited, to see you, Russ, all you guys back on the court together, and hopefully you could replicate some of that magic from 2013. So
100%, man. We are looking forward to that. Hoping we can, win some games and win another championship.
absolutely. So, okay, well, I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me. And yeah, you could find Russ on playing in the basketball tournament, as I said, Tuesday at 7, I believe it is. Next Tuesday, the 25th, I believe at 7 against War Ready. Do you know what channel that's going to be on TV-wise? Or do you not know?
I think it's on ESPN Plus right now. I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll link it in the interview so people could find it. But okay, I appreciate you taking the time and good luck in the tournament.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.